It's a big one, man. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm gonna take a look at a big week 2 matchup as you have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden player on Xbox One, I'm gonna have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. Woo, man. I'm excited, yo. Like this is a very, very, very good measuring stick for the Eagles. Getting a Minnesota Vikings team who I honestly think will win the NFC North this season. First looking at the opponents, man, the Minnesota Vikings coming off of a very, very impressive 23-7 win over the Green Bay Packers at home. And look, my guy, LSU, Justin Jefferson, yo, was the story of this game. I think he had 9 catches for 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. Look, we all know that Philly should have had this guy. We shouldn't have drafted Jalen Rager. We should have drafted Justin Jefferson. And, Howie Roseman at least admitted that he made that mistake. He was focused more on an outside receiver instead of the better player because a lot of people felt Justin Jefferson was just a slot receiver. But this guy's an all pro, big time, and he was like that at LSU, and it's unfortunate we didn't get him. But with that being said, he's doing great things over there in Minnesota. Adam Thielen is still kicking it over there. Seems like he's getting a little older, but still very much an effective receiver. And then you look at Kirk Cousins, yo. Kirk Cousins is a solid quarterback and has a chance with Kevin O'Connell over there now as the head coach, bringing a lot of you know, the the formations and stuff that the Rams run. You could figure Kirk Cousins will have a good year running that offense, and got off to a good start in week 1. And this is a guy who's been pretty solid. He's had success against the Eagles. He's had failures against the Eagles. But nevertheless, he's a good quarterback, has a terrible Monday night record, which will be interesting to see how he performs in this game. But he's a good quarterback. They don't have the greatest offensive line, though they did play well on Sunday. And Dalvin Cook, yo, is another guy that is a very explosive running back. Then that kind of was a little quiet Sunday because Jefferson kind of stole the show, but he's a guy that's very explosive and that could go off for a whole bunch of yards against you in the blink of an eye. And they got a young Louisiana guy, talented tight end Irv Smith. This is a offense that has a lot of really, really good personnel on it. And then when you look at the other side of the ball defensively, the D line is pretty stout. You got another LSU Tiger, Danielle Hunter, who's been over there wreaking havoc for years. And they get the former Pack over there, Zadarius Smith, who had a really nice game in week 1. Then linebacking core, you got the former Eagle, Jordan Hicks is new over there. You have Eric Kendricks, who been over there making plays for years. And in the secondary, once again, another former LSU Tiger and Patrick Peterson. And they got old reliable Harrison Smith back there at safety, still making plays. Look, man, this is a very, very good football. I think this is a very, very good football team. Like I said, I think they win the NFC North this year and make a little playoff run. It's a good team, and they're not gonna be easy to beat. Now looking at us, coming off of a 38-35 win over Detroit, a game that shouldn't have been that close as the Eagles did have a 38-21 lead in the fourth and kind of, relaxed a little bit and Detroit got back in it. Jalen Hurts played really well, 243 yards passing, 90 yards rushing, with a rushing touchdown. Really nice game, threw the ball well, ran the ball well, and was in real control in a game that was on the road. Miles Sanders ran well. We've been waiting for Miles Sanders to have that breakout season where he's considered a top 10 running back in this league. Well, he had 96 yards rushing, in a touchdown on Sunday. The wide receiver AJ Brown was everything as advertised, as he was just a monster out there looking like a mini Terrell Owens, just catching everything and just bullying DBs to the tune of 10 catches for 155 yards. Devontae Smith had a quiet game, didn't catch a pass, but we all know that he's a reliable wide receiver. Quez Watkins with the speed and Zach Pascal, an old veteran, reliable guy in this type of offense. He had a catch out there. Dallas Goedert at tight end had a solid game with a couple of catches, and the offensive line. I wouldn't. We did give up a lot of pressure, but I felt a lot of that had to do with Detroit sending extra rushers all the time. I didn't really see, like looking back at it, I didn't see a lot of linemen flat out getting beat out there a lot. But we did give up some pressure when Detroit threw some exotic blitz packages at us. Then you look at the other side of the ball. The D line was not good on Sunday. Like we got no pressure. We got one sack with Fletcher Cox and was it Hargrave or whoever, and that was basically off of a bobble snap. Jared Goff dropped the ball, picked it up, and they were right at it. The D line got to do a better job of getting pressure on the quarterback. Linebackers, Kazir White looked good out there running around. He had the key deflection, which led to a Bradbury pick six, and we returned it back, which was the defensive play of the game. And I thought the secondary, though, they gave up some plays late. I thought played well for the most part, had good, solid coverage, and, just got to get better at tackling, in the open field because we missed a lot of tackles, especially on DeAndre Swift. Look, we a good team as well, yo. To me, this is a really good matchup between two teams that have desires. I think both these teams will be in the playoffs. I think both these teams will have a home playoff game by winning their divisions respectively. And this could be a playoff preview in my opinion. Now looking at the matchups as we just broke down both teams. When the Vikings have the ball, the Eagles D line got to get after the offensive line. I would give the edge to the Eagles D line, though they didn't play well Sunday, to get through that O line and hopefully put pressure on Kirk Cousins, where he don't have time to maneuver the field and go to those receivers and slow down Dalvin Cook a little bit. And then when you look at the running backs and linebackers, you get an edge to them a little bit because Dalvin Cook is a real explosive running back. Then looking at the pass catchers versus the secondary, this is a really good matchup, yo. To consider, yo. Honestly, I might give this one a wash, yo. Justin Jefferson is going to get his. Like nobody can stop him. But when you have somebody like Darius Slay, he could make it a little more difficult for him than a good bit of the corners out there. And then you look at the other side, same with James Bradbury. He could make things a little difficult for Allen Thielen. And I feel like they got a young athletic tight end, but he's not proven yet. Just like we got some young athletic safeties that's not proven yet. So I feel like that's a wash when you talk about their receivers versus our DBs. Interesting to see who get the best of who throughout the evening. And then the other side of the ball, when you look at the Eagles O line against the Vikings D line, you may this is a very good matchup as well, which I may consider a wash as well because you got a you got a Jason Kelsey in the middle, the best center in football. You got a Jordan Mailata at tackle, a Lane Johnson at tackle, a Landon Dickerson. Eagles got a very good offensive line, and the Vikings got some good players on the D line with Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter, but I feel like it's good versus good. And once again, this will also be another matchup that'll be interesting to see. When you talk about our running backs versus, their linebackers, I'll give Minnesota a little edge there. You got athletic linebackers like Jordan Hicks and Eric Kendricks. They could fly around, make plays, but I do think Miles will get his opportunity. But you got to give a little bit of an edge to the Vikings linebackers there. And then when you talk about apologize for that. Then when you talk about the Eagles pass catchers versus the Vikings secondary, I'm gonna give a slight edge to the Eagles on that one, yo. When you consider AJ Brown, going up against Patrick Peterson, though Patrick Peterson is my guy. Um, I believe he's a Hall of Fame corner when he hangs it up. He's a little older now, and AJ Brown is a young, big, physical wide receiver. I feel like AJ Brown could have some success, and then the Vikings number two corner, whoever that is, have to go up against Devontae Smith, and I think this will be the game where Devontae, like game one was more of AJ Brown's game to get loose. I feel like this would be more of Devontae Smith's game, to have a big, big, production outing. Harrison Smith, another one, really, really good, but I think Dallas Goedert is a real athletic tight end. Look, man, looking at the match, it's gonna be a really good football game, and I'm really, really excited to see this game. Would not surprise me either team won this game, but of course, I'm really hoping for an Eagles win on Monday night home opener at the link. I can't wait. It's gonna be electrifying. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.